From 2022 onwards, dangerous things are going to come.
The Bible tells us in 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1 that perilous times will come in the last days. What will cause these perilous times, or what is the result of the perilous times? The mindset of society will change drastically. They will become more evil than the people in the days of Noah. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verses 1 to 5 details to us in various order how society will change. They will become boasters, they will become lovers of themselves, they will become lovers of money, they will become proud, they will become blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. This will be the attitude of society in the last days. Now you already see all this, haven't you? Yes. Don't you? Yes. What you are seeing now is the tip of the iceberg. It's not the whole iceberg. The whole iceberg will surface itself in these last days. Little by little the iceberg will become above the waters. As such, they will begin to betray and hate one another. Matthew chapter 24 verse 10 tells us, family members and relations will turn against each other. Luke chapter 21 verse 16, the father not safe, or the mother not safe, the husband not safe, or the wife not safe, either one will take the mark of the beast and they will turn on you. Children not safe, parents may be safe. The children may take the mark, they will turn on you. Your enemies will be your own household. See, that is why it is very, very important to pray your whole family to salvation before that time. Before that time, get your family safe. Don't give it to chance. Enforce godliness in your homes. It is required. Godliness begins in your house. You have to put your foot down and say, this is the standard of godliness. This is the standard of holiness. The father and the mother has the right. You know, there lived a wonderful prophetess of God called Gwen Shaw. How many of you have heard of her? She was a very dear friend of mine. And she once shared her testimony. When she became a teenager, she was very rebellious. Like all most teenagers go through that walk of rebellion. And she would not want to go to church on Sundays. So she would just tell her, Papa, I don't feel like going to church today. And you know what her father says to her? I don't care whether you feel like going to church or not, as long as you stay under my roof. You are going to church. And she testifies that it's because of her father's discipline she became who she was. The father put his foot down, say, as long as you are under my roof, you will obey my rules. There's no such thing as you will not go to church. There's no such thing. Now she turned out to be a great woman of God, through whom God raised up hundreds and thousands of women who shook America and even many nations of the world. And she lived up to a ripe old age of 80 plus something before she was called home to the Lord. So the parents, father and mother, have a very vital role to shape the destiny of your children. Their destiny is in your hands. You know, I have 4 nephews and 2 nieces. My 3rd nephew was born in our home, and my mother brought him up when he was a small baby. And from the day he was born, I have been seeing him. Now, when he was about a year old, when he could crawl, so every morning he has his feeding bottle in his mouth and he will crawl into my room. And I will be having my cup of tea and I'll be reading the word. So he'll sit right beside me and he will drink his bottle of milk and I'll have my cup of tea. So when I'm done with my tea, he'll be done with his milk. Then I make him sit on my lap and I'll teach him the word. I said, repeat after me. So I repeat word for word, and in his baby language, he will repeat those words. So I helped him to repeat. And every day, we go through 1 chapter of the Bible. And then after that, it's time to pray. So I'll tell him, now let's kneel down. So this little boy will kneel down, and I will hold him up. Because, you know, they can kneel down for long. I'll be praying for 2 hours. So this boy have to kneel with me for 2 hours. So I'll hold up his hands. I said, now let us sing songs unto God. I trained my nephew like that, you know, for 4 years before I moved out. Today, that boy is serving God in the ministry. There are a lot of godly values inside him because of the seed that was planted in him when he was a toddler. So the seeds that you sow into your children, the Bible says, cast your bread upon the waters. After many days, you will find it. So it's very, very important for parents to shape the destiny of your children.
One day, Jesus is coming. You may be at church. You may be at work. You may be asleep. God grant that you will be ready when He makes His personal appearance. My God, what if His appearance occurs on a